Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
All right, so we had a maintenance today, Yannick. So down to some of the actual game talk.
Yep.
What happened in that maintenance?
So we had a few changes. We had some fixes and some changes with last stand in terms of scoring points, some stuff with the explosions and these kind of things. And also we finally had a look at Medkit and we buffed the Medkit. So,
yes.
So that was one of the things that people had been complaining about. It's update 1.6, and it's true that it was not as good as we would want it to be. So we buffed it a bit.
Great. Hopefully people have experienced the medkit changes. Someone says, Noble says, I love the new medkits. Agreed. Okay, so that's cool. People are enjoying that.
That's just trying to make a step in the direction of helping out people with the heals, because that's been one of the constant things that people have been bringing up as something that has not been as much fun as it used to be with this update. So
we do know that a lot of people are talking about some very specific thing though, and I think airburst is kind of the biggest topic of conversation that people have right now. I mean, I understand why.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Last Stand this week, and I get it. Like, I mean, there are ways to counter it. Like, sometimes you'll have a situation where you see a mine rolling towards you and you can shoot it in time and then you have the upper hand. That's great. That's great when that happens. But you have a lot of other times when you'll have something like someone runs past you, drops it at your feet, and you explode. Which can be frustrating too. So I can get both sides of it. Like, I know some people are like, get good. And I'm like, well, it's not the whole side of the argument.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the problem with airburst, and it's the same problem we had on the PTS with cluster, basically. It's that since the seeker mine is a skill that actually has an auto aim aspect, I mean, it directly targets the enemy and actually is going to go reach the enemy no matter what.
Yeah.
The fact that it deals so much burst damage makes it problematic, because it's not like if it would be a sticky bomb that would deal that much damage, but therefore you have to aim it correctly. The seeker mine, you drop it and it's going to.
The sticky bomb is more of a skill shot.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. So that's what's an issue for us. On the other hand, I know that some people have been concerned that, basically they don't want us to, or they don't want to see us nerf the airburst, through the whole game just for the sake of PvP. So we're trying to find a way to make sure that it's not as problematic in PvP, but without having too much of an impact in PvE. And we can't have two different designs for the boss in PvE and PvP. It cannot work differently. So that's why the solution we're looking at is, and similarly to what we did with Cluster, is basically transfer some of the damage from the burst damage into the fire damage that is applied. Yeah. So the end result is that you would do the same amount of total damage if the fire effect is not cleansed. So the damage is not nerfed, it's just that it would deal a bit less damage during the burst, but more over time. And what that means is that it's a bit of a nerf in PvP, because then people can actually cleanse the fire. Some of the damage may actually never be applied in PvP, but in PvE it shouldn't change much, because NPCs do not cleanse fire and do not resist. So that's a solution we're looking at.
We had a bit of a freak out. We come in and someone says they've got all their weapon talents activated. Fuck. Okay, so oh my god, basically. Not great. Okay, this is an R18 channel. I'm allowed to swear a little bit sometimes. That was my reaction. Quote, F word.
Unquote.
At this stage, we don't see any evidence that it's more than a UI bug.
Yeah. So we've been looking at it so far.
Because that is worrying.
Yeah. So far, we haven't found anything that would prove that this bug, if it exists, actually does provide any in-game bonuses. If that's the case, if you guys actually find any evidence, please send them to us to make sure we can have a look at it and have it fixed as soon as possible. But so far, it seems that if it exists, it only seems to be a UI bug. Yeah.
We did talk about the two larger client patches that are coming, 1.7 and then another one. But before that, we're having another client patch, which we're calling Quality Update 1.6.1, 161, so you don't have to add the punkts. And we're looking at May for that. Well, we're aiming to release that in May. So right now, how many days does March have? 31. So tomorrow's, well, right now it's the 31st in New Zealand. So for people in New Zealand and Australia, tomorrow is going to be the last month that you deal with 1.6. As now. You have next month to wait. That's my point.
What?
Wow, that's convoluted. May.
Yeah. We talked about that when we did the State of the Game after the year 2 stream. But yes, during all throughout year 2, we are going to have not only like the bigger updates, like the summer update, we said 1.7 and 1.8 later. We're also going to have smaller updates that we're calling quality updates that are mostly going to be focusing on bug fixing, balancing, and quality of life improvement. So the first one is going to drop in May. At least that's the target now. And I see people saying May 28th. We'll see. So far, we are targeting May. That's the most important.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We also need to do a PTS before it releases.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, the longer the PTS, the better the build. That's usually the way things work. So we don't have a date for that PTS.
Not yet.
Not
yet, but the thing is, it's important that we put it on the PTS just as much as we would put like a bigger update on the PTS, because it's something that we want to try. It allows us to have like a stronger focus on the bug fixing, on the quality, on the performances, on the stability, and all these kind of things, because there is less emphasis on new features and asking people to test new features. It's going to be the same game, just a better quality version of it. Yeah. So yes, having it on the PTS is very important. I
think that also makes the PTS experience, well, at least from a development perspective, like the fact that the scope is far more condensed, and we get to focus on some very, very specific things, not like all these separate features or modes or that sort of thing. We can just look at balancing, bug fixing, and again, some of the quality of life things that you mentioned. So it's I'm really excited about the next PTS. It'll be cool to see how iterative and how much we can tweak it to get things.
And somebody was saying PTS that console players will still not have access to. Yes, that is true. This PTS is still going to be on PC. We said that PTS on console will be for the 1.7 update.
Yes.
So the summer update, you will have a PTS on console. We're working on that right now, actually, making sure that everything is set up with the first parties to have the PTS on console. But that's a very long process, so it's not something we can set up for the for this PTS, but the next one, the PTS for 1.7, is going to be on console. What's in 1.6.1? We said it's a quality update, and I've seen people asking, what is quality update? So as we said, it's going back to that, talking about the game and stuff.
Game things.
If you don't want to hear about the game, you can like stop the stream now. No, the quality update is, so the updates we're doing separately from the main updates like 1.7 and 1.8. In between, we're also going to do quality updates that are going to be focused on improving the game with bug fixing, with some more balancing, and some small improvements, quality of life, and everything. So 1.6.1 is the first one we're going to do. As we said, we're targeting in May. So expect a big pass on like bugs and balancing and all that for May. And that will be tested on the PTS on PC, a few weeks before the release.
Dente's asking about the exact changes to medkits. Do we have that information?
We said we buffed it. So basically, the medkit was hitting 30% of your health because it's percentage based. It's not skill power based. It used to be 30%. We made it 40%. So that's a 33% increase of the hit it does.
Yeah. What about loadouts? Coming soon.
More on that later.
More on that later. We'll talk about that in coming streams for sure.
I don't know. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. And yeah, we'll see you next week for another State of the Game. Actually, I won't because I won't be here, but Hamish will.
Again?
Yes, again. I'm sorry. I have work to do.
Maybe I'll try and Skype the Red Storm guys in and see if they can tell me something.
No, because they will be with me.
Ah.
So yeah.
All right.
So there's that. But there's still maybe a State of the Game. I don't know if Hamish feels like doing it. All right. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, we'll see you very soon.
All right. See you soon. Thanks very much for hanging out today.
Bye.
Bye.